Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Hey guys, what's up? McJibbin here, back with another reaction video. History Matters. This is how did the USSR react to JFK's assassination? Very short video, even for their standards. And let's do it. I'm interested in this one a lot because whether you're the Soviets or the Americans, and you know the president or whatever, the ruler of the country dies during the Cold War, you're going to be freaked out, be like, we got to make sure to, if you had nothing to do with it, which it didn't seem like Lee Harvey Oswald was connected. I don't know. I know there are a lot of conspiracy theories. I don't know a lot about it, but imagine the paranoia of like, this could start a world war, like someone just assassinated their leader. So I'd imagine they'd be quick to, let the U.S. know, like, hey, this was not us. This was not us. So very excited for this video.
When JFK was assassinated in November 1963, the entire world was taken by surprise. Yet one aspect of the assassination not often discussed is how the USSR, the United States' rival in the Cold War, felt about it. So how did they? How did the USSR react to JFK's assassination? Well, news of events reached the USSR mere minutes after they occurred in the USA, and the wider Soviet population was in a state of shock. In the halls of power, this shock was also present, and one of the first things that the General Secretary of the USSR, Nikita Khrushchev, did was to make a statement announcing the assassination and giving his condolences to the USA, the new president, Lyndon B. Johnson, and JFK's widow, Jackie Kennedy.
I feel like if it was the other way around and their leader got assassinated, I'm sure the U.S. would want to quickly issue the same thing.
Publicly, the image was one of calm solidarity with the United States. Behind the scenes, it was one of blind panic. The KGB immediately launched an investigation into whether or not it or any of its agents or contacts had anything to do with the
Did we kill him? Oh, God. I love this channel. Go check out this channel if you haven't. Are they at 1 million yet? They deserve 1 million. So good.
Answer. Investigation into whether or not it or any of its agents or contacts had anything to do with the events, and the answer was no.
Who's the piece of corn?
Any of its agents or contacts had anything to do with the events.
Who is the corn?
And the answer was no. And the upper echelons of the Soviet government would have been comforted when an American, Lee Harvey Oswald, was arrested. What's that? He's a Marxist who used to live in the USSR. Oh boy. The KGB investigated again and discovered that they never at any point tried to recruit him whilst he lived there, since he was seen as unreliable. The USSR opted to share all of its files on Oswald and was quick to offer their assistance publicly because they really didn't want to be blamed, and Khrushchev wasn't too keen on the idea of nuclear war. For the Soviet Union and its leadership, the days after the assassination were some of the most dangerous it had ever lived through, barring the obvious. The KGB believed that some of the most dangerous it had ever lived through.
Is that... Oh.
Barring the obvious. The KGB believed that JFK had been assassinated by the far right, who would then blame the USSR, invade Cuba, and then start a nuclear war. Some higher-ups didn't believe this version of events, but were still concerned that a leaderless USA could see a rogue general fire a nuclear weapon at Moscow in vengeance. As such, the USSR took the position of a friendly and open assistant with anything the Americans wanted. And as a result of this uncertainty, the entire Soviet military was placed on high alert, and preparations for war were made throughout the entire Eastern Bloc. Soviet leadership also had reservations concerning JFK's successor, LBJ, since they had no idea what his personal opinions were. Was he going to have strict policies concerning the USSR, or was he going to be open to cooperation? At the time, they didn't know, and not knowing made them very uncomfortable. It wasn't long until they got their answer, when LBJ blamed a communist conspiracy rooted in Cuba for the assassination and promptly escalated the Cold War.
Really?
For a brief moment, the Cold War had ground to a halt, with East and West united in grief for a US president. However, international politics waits for no man, and it wasn't long until the Cold War was back on track again. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and a special thanks to my Patreon supporters, James.
Awesome episode. I say this in many of the reactions to his videos, that I can't overstate how great this channel is in getting people's toes in the water when it comes to history. I might be different. I was terrible. When I say terrible in school, I mean like C's and B's and stuff. Like, I was not great in elementary, high school. A little towards the end of high school, I was pretty good. I was pretty good in math, but like I when you go step by step by step at the beginning of a course, and you just like, all right, say it's American history, and you go, all right, you start, right before right before 1776. I mean, maybe you go back to Plymouth a bit. I don't think it's a good idea to go start with Revolutionary War and go through every single detail of the war. I think that there should be kind of snippets into in chronological order of the entire history of whatever you're studying, whatever part of history or country's, nation's history you're learning, and kind of give an overall kind of idea of some of stuff what happened, so that you don't get too overwhelmed with information, and you can get interested in some of the parts and want to learn more about it. And the great thing about learning about history is I feel like every new thing I learn about, no matter where in the world it's about or what time period it is, that it all kind of fits into the puzzle piece of trying to understand kind of human civilization and how we got here today. Amazing channel, great video again. I'll be out with another one soon. Check out these videos. Am I pointing to them? Right here. And subscribe, hit that bash that bell icon. See when my next videos come out. All right, see you guys.